was an foreign agent while he was in the transition, while he was in the campaign, and lying about it while he was in the White House. What else did we miss?
You know, I'm not sure what you took and what you didn't, so let me hit some of the highlights here, and forgive me if I'm being a little bit repetitive, but I do think it's notable that Sarah Sanders was extremely positive. She conveyed a positive attitude from President Trump toward Michael Flynn, saying that he wishes his former national security advisor well. In the same breath, or maybe a few breaths later, she also talked about how Michael Cohen was a liar, so that is why there's the discrepancy between the way that Donald Trump treats Michael Cohen, calling him a rat for cooperating, and the way that he treats Michael Flynn. The question that went unanswered was, Flynn is a liar also, by his own admission. He is now a convicted liar, a convicted felon for lying. So what exactly makes that distinction different, other than the president's personal attitude toward these two men? And so that is a question that she was sort of pressed on repeatedly, and kept on talking about how President Trump was, you know, just watching this sort of play out in the court system. Obviously, that sort of stunning delay in the sentencing for Michael Flynn is something that she was asked about right off the bat. Not sure if you guys were in it at that point or not, but she talked about how that is something that is up to the judge, up to the courts to decide. It was a notably sort of less aggressive tone than we've heard from other people in the president's orbit who have been convicted or who have pleaded guilty in crimes related to the Russia investigation. For example, the incredibly harsh tone that this White House has taken toward not just Cohen, but Paul Manafort as well, George Papadopoulos, for example, Rick Gates, diminishing their role, diminishing their presence in and around Donald Trump's orbit. That was clearly not the case today as it related to Flynn.
Still the big question, what makes Michael Flynn different? Glenn, do you have any idea?
So here's what I suspect. Michael Flynn's defense team has been pretty disciplined. So we haven't been hearing in the news what Michael Flynn has been saying to special counsel about the president or his close associates or his family. So I think this may be a miscalculation by President Trump, kind of propping up Flynn, because we don't know what Flynn may have provided against the president. Now, when all of this is disclosed, when Bob Mueller shows his hand, it may turn out that Michael Flynn may have provided lots and lots of incriminating information about the president, and then the president, as we've seen him do in the past, will probably change his tune and start attacking Michael Flynn as well.
Harry?
I think here's the quick difference. This involves Strzok and Comey, his demons that Trump has wanted to go after, so he could make that talking point again. I think that's weaker and weaker, and you're hearing even his partisans less likely to push it. But he had another chance to play the whole
same spot, different day
attack on the supposed witch hunt.
Again, Michael, or Special Counsel Robert Mueller's mandate is to investigate what happened in the 2016 election and how much influence Russia had, what they were trying to do, and whether or not there was any collusion or coordination or conspiracy with the Donald Trump campaign and the Russians. Ken Delaney, and how does Michael Flynn factor into that investigation?
That is the huge question, Katie, and as I mentioned before, he was one of the original people who came under investigation in July 2016, the thing that got all this started before Robert Mueller was even appointed, and we still don't know why that is, other than that we know he traveled to Russia for that RT dinner and was paid for it and sat next to Vladimir Putin back in 2015. But so Michael Flynn was present throughout the campaign in key meetings where the Trump team was outreaching with the Russians. He was talking to the Russian ambassador. He was with Jared Kushner in a meeting with the Russian ambassador. They tried to set up a back channel. Kushner proposed it through the Russian embassy so that Kushner says Flynn could negotiate with the Russians over Syria. So he was carrying out a foreign policy before they took office of rapprochement with the Russians. The question we don't know is whether he was aware of any interactions over Russian campaign interference, over hacked emails, over this social media manipulation we've been hearing so much about in recent days. It stands to reason, Katie, that if that happened, Michael Flynn would have been in the loop about it, and if that's true, he's told the special counsel about it. A darker explanation, though, for why Donald Trump seems so confident that Flynn can't hurt him and why he's saying nice things about Mike Flynn is that Flynn isn't incriminating Trump, and Trump has somehow heard about that, perhaps from his Attorney General, Matthew Whitaker, who, after all, is in a position to be briefed on the details of this investigation. We don't know if he has.
Yeah, I
but
pulled
that is
the hell out of that one,
possibility
too.
that's out there for us.
Is there a joint defense agreement between Flynn's attorneys and the president's attorneys, as we saw with Paul Manafort? Has that been ruled out? Ken?
Yeah, that's my
I'm
foot.
sorry, I didn't hear your question.
A joint
Say
defense
again.
agreement between Flynn's attorneys and the president's attorneys, the way we saw with Manafort's attorneys and the president's attorneys. Has that been ruled out?
It's functionally has been ruled out because they don't have a common interest. Once
Got it.
Flynn started cooperating, and that was true with Manafort too, which is why there's some confusion about what was going on there, but they can't actually have had a joint defense agreement.
Harry, what do you think?
I think that's exactly right. You can't have it, whatever they think. And Flynn, since it's been over a year, I think functionally never did have it.
Well, one last
Too
word to you.
much.
Yeah, so
Damn it.
I think it's a
Damn it,
miscalculation
damn
by Trump to continue to prop up Flynn, because when you read the sentencing memo filed by special counsel in Flynn's case, he made it a point to say
Breath.
General Flynn was one of the few people with long-term
Nothing but deep breath on this
knowledge
course.
about what was going on during the campaign and the transition. And let's not forget, Katie, the special counsel did walk in there today, and they were prepared to give him probation. Judge Sullivan had another thing in mind, but you couple those two things, probation and long-term first-hand information, I think at the end of the day, we're going to see that General Flynn had a lot of incriminating information about the president.
You think that's significant information? I can tell you firsthand from being on the campaign trail, day in and day out. Michael Flynn was there a lot. He was at Trump Tower a lot. He was on Donald Trump's plane a lot. He introduced the president at rally after rally after rally. He led chants of lock her up. He was called the Donald Trump whisperer. Those two men had a very close relationship, and he had a lot of influence over Donald Trump's policies and what he would say about foreign relations while they were on the campaign trail. He was not one of those who was telling Donald Trump to back off bear-hugging Russia, back off bear-hugging Vladimir Putin. He was not doing that. So yeah, we'll see what he had to offer at the special counsel. You have one more?
One quick one. Remember, this is the obstruction investigation. It's Trump trying to put a quash on the investigation of Flynn that leads to the whole obstruction issue. That suggests Trump is afraid of it.
We will see. Ken Delaney, Glenn Kirshner, Harry Littman. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking around. Ken, I hope it's not too cold out there. Still to come, we have much more on Michael Flynn, including the curious case of the president. We've been talking about that. We're going to get into the political aspect of that in a moment, plus a crumbling foundation for President Trump and his family.
We're going to steal business. We're going to steal
Balls. Not good. Not a good situation.
AT&T provides edge intelligence covering virtually every part of your finance business. And so if someone tries to breach your firewall in London and you start to panic, don't. Because your CTO says we've got allies on the outside and security algorithms on the inside. And that way you can focus on expanding and enriching your business. And that makes the branch managers happy.
Nice.
Yes, that
Yes.
makes the branch managers happy.
Woo!
AT&T provides edge-to-edge intelligence. It can do so much for your business, the list goes on and on. That's the power of And when this happens, you'll know how.
I was pretty content. Not really thinking about dating.
My daughter said, just seems I'm
That's
So
worse.
I took a look at our time.
I quickly saw great people my age.
Making sure it's fun.
Rejection.
People are looking back.
Our time. Just take a look for free today.
Dikembe went.
This holiday, give the gift of Peloton.
How did you know?
Are you thinking of buying a stair lift?
Oh
This
no.
essential free guide will answer all your questions. You can find out how a stair lift can improve your life in a few easy steps. This free guide is packed full of detailed information. All of your questions answered. What should I think about when buying a stair lift? What type of stair lift will suit my home? What difference can a stair lift make in my life? Answers to these and many more with this free guide to buying a stair lift. A stair lift can be crucial to you staying independent in your own home. They were invented to make your life easier. And this free practical guide, produced with the help of Acorn stair lifts, will make it easier for you to choose the one that's right for you. So call now, 1-800-401-5714 for your free copy of your guide to buying a stair lift, and have all of your stair lift questions answered today. 1-800-401-5714.
The young Queen of Scots claims life for
This Friday, this
Let's get it
story of a rivalry that changed the course of history.
Should you murder me? You murder your queen.
Mary, Queen of Scots, rated R. Every Friday.
Split pea.
Split pea.
Oh, pineapple chunks.
Pineapple chunks.
Hey, can somebody give me a hand down here?
Do you mind?
They're not much fun at your house. So come watch them at our house. Tickets at sjsharks.com.
Alright, got it.
This isn't just any moving day. This is moving day with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots to help you stay connected. And this is moving day with reliable service appointments in a 2-hour window, so you're up and running in no time. Show me decorating shows. This is staying connected with Xfinity to make moving simple, easy, awesome.
Stay connected while you move with the best Wi-Fi experience in 2-hour appointment windows. Click the call or visit the store today.
Get another one.
Michael Flynn has been cooperating with the special counsel for over a year. He sat for 19 interviews with Mueller's team, and it seems he's been a key witness in the investigation, but for some reason the president doesn't seem to think Michael Flynn is a rat like he does Michael Cohen. In fact, he had warm words for his former national security advisor this morning, wishing him good luck on Twitter. Why is that, and what consequences could Flynn's testimony have for the president? Joining me, NBC News national political correspondent Heidi Presbella, LA Times White House reporter Eli Stoikos, and Politico senior writer Jake Sherman. Welcome, everybody. We've been hashing over why Donald Trump might have kind words to say for Michael Flynn and not for others for a little while now. I want to go to the political implications, though, of today's courtroom drama. Jake Sherman, anyone on Capitol Hill talking about what happened today?
No, because they're trying to figure out why the White House is on the sidelines, as we're 3 days away from a government shutdown, and the White House is not in the game at all on this, which is shocking to everybody up here. So there's not much oxygen for anything else. I want to make one observation about this, and it's something that I've thought about a lot of my reporting over the last couple of weeks. The president demands kind of back-breaking loyalty from folks, and then doesn't give any in return. I mean, Michael Cohen probably historically has been one of the most loyal people to the president until recently. Michael Flynn, only a recent kind of entrant into the president's life, yet you see the kind of dissonance in dealing with these two folks, which I think is interesting. And again, the House of Representatives will come in tomorrow night, and I think Capitol Hill will kind of burst into activity over the next 24 hours. But right now they're trying to figure out how they're going to keep government open with a president who's seemingly more interested in defending Michael Flynn than dealing with the basics of government.
So is there a feeling that the White House is more focused on this than they are with the basics of government, governing, Jake?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean, the White House is
Oh,
just Sanders,
boy.
I heard you on the other side of the break talking about what else was talked about at the press conference. Sarah Huckabee Sanders said she doesn't care how they keep the government open. They'll wait to see what Capitol Hill will pass. And it's really stunning because up here, Republicans are kind of waiting on pins and needles to see what the president would sign into law so they could do something that would satisfy him. He's asked for $5 billion in wall funding. The White House has said he'll accept $1.6 billion in wall funding. So really all over the place in a way that we've never seen before, just days before Trump loses control of all Republican law. It's unlike anything I've personally seen in kind of the president was so kind of detached from the governing process.
Heidi, from your reporting, what is the reaction to the Michael Flynn hearing today, and how do you think it affects the president?
Well, this is coming on top of a much more damning sentencing memo, honestly, with Michael Cohen, in which the president is named as, as an unnamed co-conspirator. But I think it does confirm what we've known, which is that, Michael Flynn cooperated very extensively, and that there were contacts, Katie, that we learned in this 302, which was released late last night, that were way beyond what we knew with Russia, right? Because here now we have also a meeting that took place right after the election with Kislyak and Flynn. And so when Mueller says that he cooperated extensively, substantially, you would assume that he did get to the bottom of questions like, what did Trump know? Was Michael Flynn really freelancing on the sanctions when he had those discussions after the election? And so I think we're at a place where we're really boggles the mind as to why the judge did this. I see that you've been dissecting this. It seems that maybe it really was this 11th hour claim by Michael Flynn and his attorneys that somehow he'd been, you know, hurt by the process, that he was coerced into saying what he did. It could be that this judge said, you know what? You're not going to do that, not in my courtroom. You're not going to continue to trash our institutions on your way out the front door, in spite of everything that we know, both in the course of this process and the course of the process over the Turkish ties, and him essentially acting as a foreign agent, that you're going to walk out the door here trashing our institutions in the process. So I'm going to make you cry uncle publicly, and then I'm going to twist your arm a bit. Who heard that message, Eli?
Which message?
The message that the judge was giving today to Michael Flynn, which is, we're not going to have any of this nonsense in the courtroom. This idea that you were ambushed by the FBI when you know very well you've signed documents to the effect. You've been a member of the military. You worked in the government. You worked as national security advisor. You know very well that not telling the truth to the FBI is a crime.
Right, and I think it was pretty intentional. The judge decided to make Michael Flynn spell that out after what his attorneys put into the sentencing memo, kind of trying to have it both ways. The judge made a point of having Michael Flynn not just admit that he lied to the FBI, but that he knew what he was doing when he made those statements, that he knew to be false, that he did it consciously. That was sort of also a refutation of the narrative that the White House and other defenders in cable media, Janine Pirro on Fox News, the Wall Street Journal editorial board, that a lot of them were putting forth, sort of hopefully expecting that this judge, knowing that it was a wild card, was going to take a wrecking ball to Mueller's case and basically expose their narrative as they see it, which is Michael Flynn being a victim of some sort of deep state, people who are out to get Trump and his associates. And the reason I believe that the White House is talking about Michael Flynn as a victim in all this is because that's the frame they have been putting on this entire investigation from the beginning. The president, in his own view and the view of those who work for him, he's a victim of this investigation of something nefarious, some sort of deep state, investigators looking where they shouldn't. And that is the reason why he is looking at Michael Flynn and saying, see, Michael Flynn got a raw deal because the people didn't come in and tell him that it's not okay to lie to the FBI. So Michael Flynn obviously did very well when he went into that interrogation.
Oh, boy.
The president is calling Michael Cohen a rat.
That's just bad. Bad golf.
Were rated very unfairly, and he is trying to paint him as something of a victim as well, while also throwing him under the bus.
That's just really terrible.
Reverse, and then going forward and backward again. I don't know. He likes dimples. And Jake Sherman, thank you guys very much. The Trump Foundation is about to go kaput. The president's personal charity will be dissolved as part of an agreement with the New York Attorney General's office following what it is calling a shocking pattern of illegality. The AG's office fully described the foundation as, quote, little more than a checkbook to serve Mr. Trump's business and political interests. The foundation, which was founded well before President Trump ran for office, will have 30 days to distribute estimated funds while the investigation into its alleged criminal behavior will still continue. Sarah Huckabee Sanders had no comment when asked about the organization earlier this hour.
It was announced today that the president's charity is being dissolved. Does the president or anyone in his family have regrets about how that charity was handled?
That's something that I would refer you to the Trump organization. That's not something we could comment on.
So yeah, again, she had no comment. Joining me, NBC News Investigations reporter Tom Winter. This investigation is thanks to reporting from David Fairclough at the Washington Post. He did an amazing job of uncovering exactly where that money was going Two,
Can't loosen up my arms, damn it.
A lot of it was self-dealing, Trump buying himself
Punchy.
portraits of himself,
Punchy,
hanging them at his golf
punchy.
clubs. There were questions about a Tim Tebow helmet, where that went, and all sorts of other things. Not using his own money, but using people who would donate money into his charity, and then paying his own bills for that as well.
Exactly, and even far more serious, potentially, allegations in that, Katie. I mean, you've got $25 million that's given to an organization, or actually to the campaign fund for an attorney general in Florida.
Hey, buddy, who's on the White House? Who's at the White House today?
Yeah, it was at the White House, I believe, right now. So, yeah, so when you look at this and you look at that, and then there are the allegations involving charities and contributional donations that were made during the Iowa caucus, essentially holding an event saying, hey, we're going to get donations, and then providing those donations out as part of campaign events and having the Make America Great Again logo while you have, you know, the charitable website on the top.
He skipped the Iowa debate. He said, I'm not going to go to the Iowa debate because I'm really angry at Fox News for not being nice to me, whatever. Maybe it was he didn't like a host. And he held this veterans event. I'm going to raise money for veterans. He raised all this money. He promised that he would match it with some of his own funds. And then when reporters pressed the campaign, where did that money go? Has he distributed that money? Did Donald Trump match the money as he said he would? They were suddenly left on the defensive, and it was very clear that they hadn't done anything with that money. It was just sitting there.
Exactly, and then so to continue that, you have the Attorney General's office saying, hey, we have emails between Corey Lewandowski, who was the person quarterbacking the campaign at that point, Sean Weisselberg, who's one of the top honchos at the Trump organization, and somebody who's got the checkbook at the foundation's the charitable side of this, who's involved, and they're emailing back and forth, hey, bring your checkbook to Iowa, we want to be able to give out these donations after, as you said, questions started to be raised by reporters as to where that money was actually going.
Everything Donald Trump has touched is under investigation. What is this? What is, as somebody who covers the courts, or somebody who's conversations with prosecutors, what are they thinking right now? Are they thinking that they were just really bad at bookkeeping, or are they thinking they were intentionally very bad?
Oh no!
Well,
Yeah, get behind the tree too. That's wonderful.
That's
just beautiful.
You know, a pattern of illegality, and they're being very clear that this isn't just
lucky.
a run organization. They're making an allegation. This is the Trump organization, the Trump Foundation, I should say. You know,
We got a shot to par this.
For a couple of years now. This is just rhetoric that's coming out today. But the Attorney General's office has said, hey, we're not going to wind down a charity where we're not sure where that money's going to go, and whether or not you're going to do the right thing when you wind down a charity, and it's under investigation. So there's a lot of back and forth between the sides. But one thing's for certain is that the folks that are on the side say this isn't just, as you said, you know, perhaps is it bad bookkeeping? No, this is something that's just being run.
Let's add to the list the charitable foundation, the organization, the inaugural committee, the transition, the campaign, Donald Trump's presidency, if you want to include emoluments in that.
Former campaign chairman is under indictment. There was cooperation deal. His national security advisor was in court to be sentenced today. It's starting to become a bit of a list.
John McCain called it a centipede. Shoes keep dropping. An octopus, maybe. Pick your animal. Pick your creature. Tom Winter, thank you very much. Coming up, what a group of Russian trolls and the President of the United States have in common.
Still going, huh?
Believe this. Stay with us.
Oops. Everyone's talking about
it's off.
Intrigued. It's Everywhere Friday. Nominated for a leading 14 Critics' Choice Awards and 5 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Picture of the Year.
It is fun to be queen sometimes.
The favorite rated R.
I just got my cashback match. Is this for real? Yeah, we match all the cashback new card members earn at the end of their first year automatically.
Up and down, up and down, up and down.
Get a dollar-for-dollar match at the end of your first year, only from Discover.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
I've never slept better in my life. What's better than a great night's sleep?
Sleep is one of the most important things for your health, and I've always said that MyPillow is one of the most important things to your sleep. And now a recent clinical sleep study proved it. If you get less sleep interruptions in MyPillow, it increases your restorative deep sleep, it helps reduce your snoring, and it improves the oxygen levels to help you wake up feeling refreshed, and there's so much more.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night, and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
My pillow changed my life because it gave me a restful night's sleep, one that I had not had before.
Call or go to mypillow.com now. Use this promo code and Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free. Hurry, this offer ends soon.
Oops.
My Pillow works because my patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it helps keep your neck supported and aligned.
So it comes as no surprise that the same research study also showed that a full 78% of sleep study participants showed improvement in their sleep. Every MyPillow is made in the USA. It's machine washable and dryable, comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year
Not even
warranty.
close.
So if you want to fall asleep
Wow.
get deep restorative sleep, have less snoring interruptions, and wake
Wow.
up refreshed, don't wait another minute.
Shit.
Order your very own MyPillow now.
I personally guarantee that My Pillow will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own, or your money back.
Call or go to mypillow.com now. Use this promo code and Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free. That's right, 2 MyPillows for the price of 1. Hurry, this offer ends soon. For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Fucking
I was looking for the perfect jacket, then I found Scotty Vest.
They took a classic
Oh, that's
Army
getting
jacket
frustrating.
and packed it with thoughtfully designed features.
Stupid
Scotty
little
Vest
putts.
is made with strategically designed features that comfortably hold all my gear without weighing me down. When I'm wearing my Scotty Vest, I feel ready for anything.
Too much golfing.
Featuring weather-resistant fabrics, styles for all seasons, and high-capacity pockets that carry everything you need. Get 20% off today with code 20.
Jesse?
Ah, yeah.
More fun than others. Book of the month. Choose from 5 new books and get your favorite delivered. When your blanket's freshness fades before the binge watching begins, that's when you know it's half washed. Next time, add Downy fabric conditioner for up to 7 days of Downy freshness. Downy, and it's done.
The intelligence community concluded that the Russians wanted to help Donald Trump win the presidency by spreading disinformation on social media.
Damn
but
it.
now we know that the Russians did not
can't
stop
get one
there.
started in the right
Not only is
direction.
spreading disinformation about everything from sex to Syria still alive and influential today. We also know that months after President Trump took office, the Russians set their sights on a brand new target, Robert Mueller. And their mission to turn Americans against the special counsel's investigation bears a, guess what, striking similarity to Donald Trump's own messaging. Joining me, Washington Post national technology reporter Craig Tinburn. He's on the byline for their reporting. And former U.S. Ambassador to Russia, Michael McFaul. He's also an MSNBC international affairs analyst. Craig, the Russians were really sophisticated in how they went about this. There was even an effort through memes to potentially entrap individual Americans to use the information that they gave them in order to blackmail them further down the road. But what is most striking about what happened after the election is that the Russians didn't stop. They spiked their efforts to help bolster Donald Trump's campaign and to tear down Robert Mueller's. How was the language similar between what the Russians were putting out there in memes and what Donald Trump was saying
now I'm mad.
the special counsel's investigation?
No,
Well, the messaging was pretty similar. We talked about Comey needing to be fired, arguing that he was corrupt, and doing what they could to undermine the investigation any way they could. And that messaging kept intensifying, and I think there's every reason to believe is still happening out there, coming from the Russians and others probably.
Mike, you're the expert on Russia here. What was the goal here? Donald Trump likes to say that no one's been tougher on Russia than he has.
Excellent.
And while he certainly has embraced
Excellent.
Putin and refused to publicly call him out or do it face-to-face at least, his administration has imposed pretty tough sanctions on the Russian Federation.
You never know. It might not be there.
Efforts to
Let's
help
find
Donald
out
Trump after the election.
if it's actually there or not.
Well, I think two things.
Because
One
why
is
not?
just to help President Trump individually, even if the rest of his administration has a different policy, and that is incredibly unusual in American history, where you have such a dichotomy between the president and the rest of his administration. But there's another goal that I think we always have to remember. Vladimir Putin wants to denigrate
It was there.
democratic institutions.
That
He
was
wants to
there.
have us having
It was there.
polarized arguments among ourselves.
Present.
He wants
Counted
us to
for.
be portrayed as
Oh, we got an
using
opening
the
now.
rule of law
We got a gap.
for purposes. That's some of the arguments they made about Mr. Mueller, and that's a
We
way
got
to
a gap.
blow at America and our symbol of, as a democratic country in the world as a whole. That's another Putin objective.
We got a gap.
What happens next, Michael? I mean, the Russians are continuing to do this. There's not much effort being made to, well, there is an effort being made to try and figure out how to...
Oh, there was no gap.
Around this, social media companies trying to figure out. It certainly hasn't been so successful considering...
Alright, I guess I'm done fucking around. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not getting any better.
Laws, regulations,
This whole situation.
You know, out here in the valley, I deal with these companies often. They're trying to find solutions. But the truth is, we should have had a bipartisan commission after 2016, like we did after September 11th, to think through the policy implications, the policy changes we needed. And we didn't do that because the president wouldn't allow it. And so here we are 2 years later, and we still are not prepared, in my view, to deter and contain Russian influence with regard to our elections and other actors that I think will increasingly become more active.
Craig, the Internet Research Agency went after James Comey on Facebook and Instagram after Donald Trump fired him. Are they taking cues, maybe not directly from the president or from the president through a phone call, but publicly?
There's no way to know, obviously, exactly what the trolls in St. Petersburg were thinking or who they were listening to. As I pointed out, though, there's a striking overlap in terms of the far-right conservative messaging that appears all over social media and the Russian messaging. The researchers have said to me more than once they actually can't tell them apart, and that makes it hard to analyze either one of them because they're just like a thick knot of very similar content being spread in very similar ways.
Michael McFall, gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Pleasure.
The meeting of the executive finance
committee.
And adjourned. Business loans for eligible card members up to $50,000 decided as little as 60 seconds.
Doverino.
Business without it.
To stay successful in business, you've got to navigate a lot of moving parts. On your business, we've got your back with expert advice on topics from getting funding to creating eye-catching marketing. And each week we'll focus on ideas for growing your business, bringing all the moving parts together. Join me weekend mornings at 7:30 on MSNBC. Connect with us anytime on all your devices.
Sponsored by the powerful backing of American Express. Don't do business without it.
This is getting old fast.
We're in the business of helping you. Business loans for eligible card members up to $50,000 decided in as little as 60 seconds. The powerful backing of American Express. Don't do business without it.
Cooling down with a refreshing drink is always nice. Introducing the Ice Genie, the revolutionary space-saving ice cube maker that can replace as many as 7 traditional ice cube trays.
Oh no, go!
Just fill and chill, then lift out the inner cylinder.
Oh, bad.
Cubes into the bucket. Ice Genie can hold up to 3 batches of ice cubes. That's 120 ice cubes at a time. Wow! Make all your cold drink dreams come true with the Ice Genie. Available at these fine retailers.
In an era of online retail, where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you, or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, you're
Alright, we need to birdie this hole. Yesterday we
so
had
grab a seat,
issues.
relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
AT&T provides edge-to-edge intelligence, covering virtually every part of your retail business, so that if your customer needs shoes, and he's got wide feet, and with edge-to-edge intelligence, you've got near real-time inventory, and he'll find the same shoes in your store that he found online. He'll be one happy, very forgetful, wide-footed customer. AT&T provides edge-to-edge intelligence. It can do so much for your business, the list goes on and on. That's the power of and. And if your customer also forgets,
when skin gets dry, it shows. Gold Bond Radiance Renewal is made for visibly dry skin. Gently exfoliates, then coconut oil, shea, and cocoa butter moisturize to help prevent dry skin all day. Gold Bond Radiance Renew Ultimate Lotion, Ultimate Skin.
When your skin is feeling dry and crinkly, time for Gold Bond Healing Lotion. Penetrates 10 surface layers deep with 7 moisturizers, 3 vitamins. Skin is nourished, healed, healthy looking. Gold Bond Healing, Ultimate Lotion, Ultimate Skin.
I now have an ex-wife, and pay for a car I don't drive, but I love my kids. Can Paul Blanco's Good Car Company help me with a second car, even with my credit?
Paul Blanco's Good Car Company is a family-owned business helping our community by providing low-priced, pre-owned vehicles. Plus, when you're negotiating on your behalf, banks compete to get you a low interest rate and payment on a vehicle you
Today we are aiming.
any maker model. Then start
Let's
the buying
aim
process
today
at paulblanco.com.
on this whole.
Unfortunately, we have to end the show on a bit of a sad note, a very sad note, actually. Penny Marshall is dead today at 75. According to her publicist, she died peacefully in her home from diabetes. You might remember Penny from a little thing we like to call Laverne and Shirley. So are we all going to do it together? Everyone, one last time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shamil, Shamazel, Hudson Pepper Incorporated. Penny, we'll miss you. You helped make our dreams come true. And you always did it your way, so we will continue to try and do it our way in your honor. That'll wrap things up for me this hour. Ali Velshi takes things over right now.
Thank you, friend. We'll see you a little bit later. Have a great afternoon, and good afternoon to you. I'm Ali Velshi. You sold your country out. Blistering words from Judge Emmett Sullivan to Trump's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, in a dramatic hearing that tossed around this alarming term, treason. In a shocking turn of events, Judge Sullivan agreed to delay Flynn's sentencing. He was supposed to be sentenced today. As it turns out, Flynn could provide more cooperation in special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. Today,
Look
Judge
at the ball a little bit more instead of your hands and feet
with Flynn's actions.
screen.
Warning before the final decision to delay.
Help.
I cannot assure you that if you proceed today, you will not receive a sentence of incarceration. The White House seems unbothered, though. In a last-minute briefing, Sarah Huckabee Sanders tried to control the message with this.
The delay is something between General Flynn and the courts, and that's something for them to determine what that timeline looks like. In the meantime, we wish General Flynn well, and we'll continue to focus on doing what we do here every single day.
Does the president see any reason why Flynn should be asked if he committed treason?
I'm not aware of any know of that would indicate that.
All right, let's start with NBC News Intelligence National Security reporter Ken Delaney and Matt Apuzzo, two-time Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter for the New York Times. Thanks to both of you for being here. Ken, we've had a couple of hours to digest this. It was confusing on the early side of things because the understanding from everybody was that Michael Flynn was going to be sentenced today. The prosecution and the defense had an arrangement about that. There was a range of sentence he was going to get, but the judge didn't seem to be on board with that plan.
Stop.
That is exactly right, Ali. And it's always the case that the judge is the wild card. The judge doesn't have to accept a deal, a recommendation between prosecutors and the defense. And this judge clearly was disturbed with Michael Flynn on 2 counts. First of all, he was very upset with the filing that Flynn's lawyer submitted to him, suggesting that there were some mitigating circumstances around Flynn's lie to the FBI, specifically that he wasn't afforded the right to counsel and that they somehow surprised him or trapped him. And this, as you know, has become a theme on right-wing media and among the president and his lawyers.
Come on, back.
Mike Flynn was duped into lying to the FBI. And so the first thing Judge Emmett Sullivan did today was put Mike Flynn under oath and make sure that, get him to say that in fact he was guilty of lying, he was pleading guilty, he had pled guilty, and he was not trying to withdraw that plea, not trying to suggest that he wasn't guilty. Once that was out of the way, though, the judge went on to express his disdain and disgust, as you mentioned, with Flynn's other conduct in this case, some of which has not been charged, but specifically his illegal lobbying on behalf of the government of Turkey, which he didn't disclose. He was doing secretly while he was advising Donald Trump during the presidential campaign. He accepted more than $500,000. You know, he admitted this conduct. He hasn't been charged, but the judge, that was the context of the judge saying you sold out your country. And the judge made it clear that they went forward with sentencing today. Mike Flynn was at risk of a sentence of incarceration. And I think this idea that he's still cooperating or could still cooperate is more of a figure, an excuse that Flynn's lawyer was able to cite to postpone the sentencing. The real reason was he knew that Judge Sullivan was not having it, and essentially was moving towards a prison sentence, and that he'd have a better shot with his client in 3 months' time, and so they've now postponed the sentence.
I'm sure everybody wants to hear it.
Judge Emmett Sullivan, who you know of, but most people didn't know of. The guy's got a history that might have made the Flynn people suggest that he might be a sympathetic ear, but it looks like the Flynn defense team
Give us any chance, we'll take it. Resist the rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Do it our way. Nothing's gonna turn us back now. Straight ahead and on.
Oh, come on.
We're gonna make our dreams come true. Do it our way. There's nothing we won't try. Never heard the word impossible. This time there's no stopping us. We're gonna do it. On your mark, get set, and go now. Got a dream that we just know now. We're gonna make this dream come
We don't have enough club. We're gonna
But also, I was tricked, and the government.
Oh, stop.
The government pulled it over on me, and maybe wink, wink, nod.
You liked it. You admit it. You liked it.
Judge Sullivan seemed to have a few problems here. One is, as Matt points out, he seemed to take great exception to the fact that both the defense team for Flynn, while he didn't refer to Donald Trump, they're offloading this idea
Gotta be straight.
that Flynn was tricked into something and didn't know he shouldn't lie to the FBI. That's nonsense. Everybody knew that was nonsense, but that seemed to really get under Judge Sullivan's bonnet. The other issue is he seemed to take very serious
Not even
issue
close.
with Michael
Wow.
having
Bye-bye.
worked for a foreign government, the Turks, and maybe doesn't feel like the prosecution
Should've left the song on.
as seriously as they should have. Like, what do you think he was getting at there?
That's right, Ali. And as Matt pointed out, Judge Sullivan has this reputation of being very tough on government misconduct. And so in the Ted Stevens case, he was very hard on the prosecutors. But in this case, Mike Flynn was a high government official who committed misconduct, and that seemed to really offend the judge. And he even brought up former CIA Director David Petraeus, who pled guilty to a misdemeanor for handing classified information to his mistress and got probation. And Judge Sullivan said at the end of this hearing, I was against that sentence. I probably shouldn't say this, but I thought that sentence was inappropriate, essentially. And his message seemed to be, if you're a high government official and you lie to the FBI, and you lie about lobbying for a foreign government, you should be held to a higher standard than maybe a regular person. And that was the message that came through.
Telling me to
That's
aim.
why it was a bad day, I think.
I better do what it says.
To your earlier point where the judge said you don't get to just come in and say the government tricked me. You know, on one hand, it may have been Sullivan getting something off his chest and expressing his disdain for what the Flynn team did. Worth noting that Flynn walked that completely back. Flynn said, I knew you're not supposed to lie to the FBI, and I accept what I did.
No.
But it seems like it went further than that for the
Not
judge.
a good
It seemed
finish.
like having got that off of his chest, he didn't just resume normal operations. He implied that what was going to be possibly a probationary sentence, no jail time at all, he could impose a greater sentence. It's almost like he was saying, it doesn't matter the deal you cut, I'm still the judge.
No, and Ken, I got it absolutely right. The judge has the final say here, and Judge Sullivan has a reputation for being a sort of a compassionate guy when it comes to sentencing, but as Ken knows, he's got very little patience for government misconduct.
Get a rock.
You know,
oh no.
So when Flynn's sentencing memos, that jumped out at me right away.
Damn it.
Judge Sullivan. But I then tried to
Tough tournament for Richie.
Lawyer shoes, and you figure, okay, even the government's not recommending
Tough go at it.
Recommending that my client go to prison. So maybe if I go in and I flick at this conspiracy theory, maybe I can get President Trump's attention. Maybe I'm playing for a pardon here, right? It's sort of a gamble, and I think what you're seeing today is the judge just was having none.
Stop, come on.
Guys, thanks very much for your analysis. Ken Delaney at NBC News Security and National Intelligence Reporter Madam Russo with the New York Times.
No
What's
touch
clear in
lately.
all of this is that the president is watching very closely. Trump spent his event-free morning tweeting furiously a series of attacks on the Mueller probe, the U.S. immigration system, and big tech. But his key tweet was well wishes for his former national security advisor, Mike Flynn. It read, "Good luck today in court." Then less than an hour before Flynn's hearing was called to order, the White House suddenly added a press briefing to its schedule. 21 days, by the way, since its last press briefing. So how does the White House really feel about today's
Not my best effort. Well,
Jeff Bennett. Jeff,
it is what it is.
Well, the big question, Allie, to all of this is why has Donald Trump, a man not known